everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. So I want to talk a little bit about champion priority and what you should be working on here. There's 5 champions. Evony has allowed us to put all the points towards one champion each day, which is awesome, rather than the slow climb of each one getting like 50,000 points a day. I think there's a total of about 250,000 to 300,000 points you can do a day. And if you have less than 5 champions, you know, obviously it's better to have 5 champions, but the light at the end of the tunnel is you can put all that same amount of points that everybody has towards one champion and get a lot of growth out of it. So promo code GENGHIS123 across the screen right now. It is active for 72 hours only. Please support the channel if you want to coin at all and get the ruby necklaces and increase these, or just anything in general. GENGHIS123. So let's look at the champion priority. So Helen's been around the absolute longest. So I was in a situation where it was worth it for me to get her up to level 19, to get all of this stuff done. I just needed to go one more level to get that in-city attack to 40% at the bottom. And it was worth it for me to get all the way done on that. Now, I prioritized that because I was so close to it. Now, if you're a very, very large player, you should be getting Helen up to level 19. Because you want to get that in-city troop defense and HP completely finished, the in-city attack completely finished, because that works on all troops. And reinforcement capacity, I've yet to see anyone, use like 70 million reinforcement capacity. So kind of a waste, but probably something that's going to come into play in the future. So Helen should be #1 priority to get to level 19. For almost anybody, I would say. And then Elizabeth, if you're a large player, like if you're an all-star, you want to get her all the way up to level 18. She is very, very strong. You want to get that in-city troop HP and defense. That's what I'm working towards right now. I need to get that up to 60%. That is such a big jump, 24%. So I'm putting everything I have towards her every day now to get her to level 18. I'm hoping I can get that done within about 4 to 6 weeks. So hopefully by the new year, I will have her done and then I can focus on something else. Yeah, it's boring, but this stuff is so important. And then after that, the next one you should be looking at right here, Ariadne. This is very, very important, but you got to get her to level 20 because you want to debuff that enemy siege defense and siege HP, but it's really, really difficult. So I'm going to skip her for a minute and I'm going to look at Dulcinea. Totally butchered that. And on this one, I just think that it's so easy to get this one up to, let's say, level 14 or 15 and get that in-city mounted troop defense going, that it's worth it to commit a little bit here before going back to Ariadne. So I'm going to prioritize this one a little bit. And then if we look at Esmeralda, yeah, Esmeralda is going to get ignored a little bit. So I have her at level 5 right now. And if we look at all of these, so if I was to get her up just a little bit, in-city mounted troop attack, I don't care too much about that. So level 10, troop attack on monsters, level 6, no. Enemy range and siege attack, those are already so high. That little bit of percentages you're going to get here, not overly important. And then in-city ground troop, mounted troop defense and HP, it is important. I got her at level 5, so I could probably get her up to about level 9, level 8 or 9, and then totally ignore her. But it's going to be more important for me to get Dulcinea Nia. No, dude, I don't even pronounce it consistently wrong. Just wrong all the time. So I'm going to get this in-city mounted troop defense up because it's just such big numbers. 10, 25, 40, 60, 80. I'm going to focus on her a little bit. So I'd like to get this one up to level 16. And the reason I know it's level 16 is if I look over here, I can see the next levels, right? So 16 is going to be 40, 15 is going to be 40%, 16 is going to be 60%, 17 is going to be 80%. So I'm going to get to 16 a little bit here, and then I'm going to go back and get the 17 because it is a high level of points, right? Like we're at 15 and we're at 3.2. And if we go over to Helen, 19 is 5.6. So it's going to be right around 4 million. But also, I got to do the 3.2. I got to do the 3.5. I got to do all that other stuff in there. So number one priorities I'm going to do for me, I want level 19. Right here, I want level 18. I want to finish that in-city range attack. So those are my top two priorities right there by far. And then because this one needs level 20, we're just going to skip it for a little bit. Oh no, I accidentally touched her. That I hate. I really hate when I accidentally do that. Okay, and then over here on this one, I'm going to want to get this one all the way up to 16. I want to get in-city mounted troop defense maximized. And then let's go over to Esmeralda. So Esmeralda, this top one needs to get to level 18. So that's going to be not that easy, but I'm going to try and get her up just a little bit. I'm going to get her up to level 8. And then I can ignore her again. Why level 8? Just to bump up that in-city HP and the enemy range and siege attack debuff a little bit. And then this one I already said. And then this one, this is a bad one, man, guys. This is, and she's so important, 20. I may actually just buckle down and just get right to her at some point, and it's going to take me like 4 months because she's really far behind. But so that would be a goal of completing her by 2 All-Stars from now, so the spring. So I think that's a pretty good guide for most people. If you're a smaller player, you can skip Elizabeth a little bit. So if you're a smaller player, like if you're new to the game, I would be putting my focus on right here. I'd want to be beefing up my mounted troop defense. So if you're not a larger player, if you don't have, 50 million siege machines in your defense, I would be working on this one. She's kind of for newer servers because she debuffs enemy range attack and in-city defense. And then this one as well. She's going to really beef up your horses because, let's face it, what happens on new servers? People make archers, people make horses. People with archers kill horses. So that would be your focus. And then looking at this one, I would also work on getting this one up as well if I was on a new server, but I wouldn't get it maximum. I wouldn't get her to 18, but I would get her at least to the 22 or 36% level. So that's my advice on champions. And let me know what you guys are doing. Some of you don't have all 5. When they do get offered, I advise you to buy them. They do make a real big difference, and it's generally a small purchase. You usually can get one for like $40 or $50. And the quicker you start working on them, the quicker you get those in-city buffs. So like, subscribe, leave a comment.